Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Hogwarts Legacy. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. So today we're going to learn some gobbledygook, but before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So previously in astronomy class, we met Amit for the first time, and he said that he knew gobbledygook, and he got a new telescope, and he let us have his old one. And right off the bat, he's like, "You speak gobbledygook?" I did. I do. I mean, yes, of course. It kind of feels like it was a little bit more boasting than it was actual knowledge. All right, so. And he seems to be a little risk adverse, so he's like, is this going to be dangerous? He doesn't get out very much, apparently. Outside of the walls of Hogwarts, and probably barely then. Obviously, he's been to Hogsmeade, if he's seen us there.
Have you ever spoken directly to a goblin?
Have you ever spoken? No, he has not. He's never spoken gobbledygook to an actual goblin, and what he's learned has all basically been from textbooks, which, you know, may or may not be reliable. Obviously, they were probably written by wizards. So let's see what Lodgok has to say.
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the helmet of Urtkot didn't.
Oh, the helmet didn't do what he thought it would do.
Because he knew the details surrounding its plot.
Oh, because he knew that you needed to be a wizard. So, yeah. Yeah, you should have expected that.
Repair the chasm between the two of you. How did you not expect him to react this way?
I'm afraid we do not.
You thought he would be in the dark about that?
Expectation when it comes to Ranrock.
Rational expectation. Bragbor.
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal.
Bragbor is Ranrock's ancestor, metalworker.
Not long ago.
Yeah, might as well.
To collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals.
Bragbor's journals.
That Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean?
So Bragbor
Large
made the repositories
crafted from goblin metal.
from goblin metal.
Others to help me locate the
Mm-hmm.
We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals.
Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganark, and Rookwood, which are all the keepers. We were already at Rookwood Castle. Ugh.
For centuries, wizards have refused to share
Ranrock and Rookwood.
with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard
Yeah,
kind.
inherent distrust between goblins and wizards. Although
Magical power that wizards wanted to
Gringotts is basically
is determined to take it for
entirely employed by goblins, so
Probably best to continue our conversation later.
I mean, there's obviously some trust there.
It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bacalio.
Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well,
Oh man, my pronunciation's a bit off.
I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is.
I barely recognize that as a language.
Recognize that as language.
Trust you can read it better than you can speak it. Quote, speak it. Yikes. Under the bus.
Sir, not God.
Basically saying you don't know what you're doing.
Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans.
Alright.
Since I cannot join you.
Ah, so that's why he needed someone
Written plans.
that can at least read gobbledygook.
We need some idea of what
So he's not going with us, so Amit is basically taking his place, and we obviously have no idea what
I cannot risk
the ins and outs of gobbledygook are, so
All you need to do is not be
thus we needed an accomplice,
of the enchanted
someone who isn't Lodgok,
between loyalists.
because Lodgok is very, very risk-adverse. He doesn't want
Know about the enchanted
to be on the wrong end
Will
of
not open while the
Ranrock.
see you. You and your friend
Even if
must
he got a whiff of
do
it,
to gain access.
Ranrock would probably bring down swift retribution against Lodgok,
I'll meet and I can do this.
I will await
especially since there was a, quote, chasm between. All right, so he gave us a clue or method. There's a giant eyeball above the door, much like the eyeball chess. You have to use disillusionment and then open it. A real goblin mine, even grander than I expected, really. It just kind of looks like, well, a cave, except with metal, goblin metal and machinery.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
I mean,
Workmanship aside,
the work that goblins do with crafting gears and metal and whatnot is pretty impressive. And obviously they had crafted like the sword of Gryffindor
I still can't
and
inside a real
etc.
goblin mine.
repositories, the collars for the dragons that are being used, that I believe probably Ranrock is using, or using at his behest. Yeah, some rocks and then a couple bags with a little bit of galleon in them.
I've read about mines like this, but seeing it is something else altogether.
So Amit doesn't seem to get out very often. He's always like, whoa, seeing this in person, seeing a real goblin in person. His eyes are like this big, like saucers.
keep your wits about you, alright? I'll get you through this mine.
So I don't know that we have to stay invisible, but we'll try and do the cloak and dagger as long as we can. Hypothetically, if the goblins here notice us, they could alert Ranrock. Ranrock would know
That was a little more than I'm used to.
what the plan is, and then take measures accordingly, whatever that happens to be. In reality, he's going to be doing whatever he's doing anyway. I think regardless of whether anyone sees us here or not. Alright, we turned that on. The pipe looks like it comes through here. And then goes over here. There we go. Pull the lever. The steam goes through and this gate should open. Ah, there we go. I mean, the mine is pretty cool. With all the stonework and, balconies and metalwork. It almost looks like just a basement or even a factory. Alright, so that's not a way forward. That was just a dead end. Combination of looking at the mini-map and looking at what's possible. So you have to go through the door and then hit the boiler and then go back and then come back again to go forward. Unless you don't want the chest, then obviously you can just move forward and it's no big deal.
Let's take a look around, Arneet. See if we can find.
All right. Okay, so we got something here.
To the bottom of what they've been building down here.
I'll get to the bottom of this. Amit. Yeah, I would have. If I hadn't cast Revelio, I would have completely missed that little pile of galleons sitting on the table.
Revelio.
Almost needed to be a ongoing spell, or you know what I mean, where you just like do Revelio and it's on. It's on all the time. Or be like Lumos, where you hit it and then it just keeps going. So if you want it there, you can have it. If not, it's no big deal. I think we're all good. I think we can tag these guys out without being seen. Yes. There we go. And I've got all of the stealth talents. So there's 2 stealth talents for making it harder for people to, well, that was weird, to see you. All right, what does he say? Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. Anyway, so there's 2 to make it harder to be seen while you're using disillusionment. There's 1 for when you use petrify, that it's a AoE spell instead of just a single target.
If I'm translating this correctly, and I think that I am,
Building something big, but what?
large. But what? There must be more to
And then 1 where you can run while you're disillusioned. And I kind of was second guessing myself whether or not I should get some of those, because it's like they sometimes come in handy, but you kind of feel like, do they always come in? Would it be worthwhile? But I think they do. Whoop. The jig is up. Let's switch spells to some combat ready. Bam! Look at that. Ooh, that was close. There we go. Get another ally on our side. Amit is not as much a fighter. Ooh. I think he pinged him. I think Amit pinged him, or maybe this goblin did. I don't know. Oh, he juked me. He faked an attack. There we go. It's too much. I can't handle it. Oh, poor Amit. Okay. Can't jump up there. Oh, here we go. Another schematic.
This mine is too small.
So you get like little clues along the way. It's weird that they would put it in different spots. You know, you would think you'd have like a table with like all the plans right there. So you don't get to see anything until you get to the master table, master planning table, or whatever. Alrighty. Can't go through that door. Yeah, I always wonder if I'm going the right way, the quote right way. Which one is going to further the progression of the mission or the quest, and which one is the, the little side shoot to get the stuff. This one happened to be the little side shoot, which I was relatively certain about. And of course, you want to get all those conjurations that you possibly can. Give you more options, at least in decorating your room of requirement. These giant gears. Alright, so I think that must be the way forward, so let's go over here. Ah, another side shoot. Really? That was it? A Wiggenweld potion? I feel like I've been duped. Alright, let's keep on moving. A whole bunch of stuff over here. The only bad thing is that it's like, oh no, it's not actually there. It's where it's a Horklump instead of a Moonstone. Moonstone comes in really handy for anything having to do with decorating your room of requirement. You know, at some point, enough is enough. But until you get towards the end of the campaign, you're probably going to get as much Moonstone as possible. Bam! Get petrified. Yeah, I can't jump up there. It's not a climbable thing. I hate that. I hate that the Rangers have a inaccessible platform that they can just ping you from. So you got to deal with them. Well, you either have to accio them off the platform, or you got to. Well, this guy at least I can get. The other guy I don't think I can. All right, so we got a few more guys. Uh-oh. Someone saw something. They're going to check it out, so we might have to watch where we're going. Keep an eye on him. Make sure he's not in line of sight where he's looking at us. Oh, I thought that second guy was coming towards us, but he's not. Anyway, I don't really like using Accio, and well, I did use Accio when it was one of my first spells, but that's not really one of my, war wizard spells. When I get in a fight with these guys, or any fight, Accio is generally not one of the ones that I choose to have. Have like a direct damage spell, and then, like Confringo, Bombarda, Defendo. And, like a Transformation or Glacius. Ooh, that was close. I thought for sure he was gonna. I thought I was made, and then this guy. There's no way to get up to him. This guy definitely has no way to get up to him. So, not much we can do. Boom. Shoot his arrow back at him. We could Accio him, but instead, we're going to turn him into an explosive barrel. Boom. The end. Because eventually they'll turn back. There's a chance that you can turn them into an explosive barrel. If you... Oh, okay. That pipe's going in through the door, so... I think
Yes, of course.
we have to open the door. And of course we gotta be invisible. There we go. Alright, so we got that boiler going. And, here we go. Main objective, it looks like.
This is not good. They're building enormous drills.
Oh yeah, that's a
This mine could contain.
big,
Let's get
big
out
drill.
until we've got what we found.
I'm assuming it's bigger than what they've already had. We've encountered goblin drills in a couple areas around the map, which are decent size, but I'm guessing that one is even bigger. Hey, look at that. Elevator to make our way out. Alright, now we just have to catch our breath. Amit is regretting agreeing to this whole thing.
We're up to, we can get out of here.
Now, one of his classmates, I don't remember the girl's name, was complaining that Amit is a know-it-all, and like, oh, is he boastful or whatever? And it's like, oh no, I think he's smart. He just doesn't know when to shut up or something to that effect. It's towards the beginning, and after I heard that, I wanted to meet Amit, but then you don't meet him until later on with astronomy class. Okay, I don't know why. There we go. I always like getting
We're almost out of here.
as much moonstone as I can. A welcome sight. Praise Merlin. The lift is right there. We only need to unlock this door.
Hello, Hamura.
Boy, that'd be a problem if we didn't have Alahomora. I know some people complain about the locks, but I don't think it's a bad deal. It's pretty cool. And it only takes a few seconds. That one was probably one of the longer ones because I had to go most of the way around. There we go. Look at that. Oh, this is a dead end. So if you didn't have it, if you couldn't unlock that door, you would have had to come back for it later. Boo. I'm glad that I had that. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our way out of here. And I don't think we have anything else that we need doing. I think we've picked up everything that we can. We'll have to go talk to Lodgok and see what he says about the whole spiel. Obviously, I went the wrong way. Here we go. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch, and I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
PlayStation